The day she whispered, "Don't touch me," was the day I finally let go. She didn't even realize it. My name is Erin Mercer, and 5 years ago, I met someone who convinced me that love didn't need to be loud to feel profound. Her name was Natalie. We met inside a small, hidden cafe attached to a secondhand bookstore on a quiet street, one of those rare spaces where the clock seems to stop. She sat near the window, knees tucked beneath her, absorbed in the bell jar. Her fingers curled around a chipped mug of dark coffee. She wore a soft smile that never reached her eyes, yet somehow warmed the room. That first exchange between us felt natural, as though we were picking up a conversation left unfinished in another lifetime. She was a paradox, graceful but fiery, present yet somehow distant. I didn't protect my heart. I handed it over freely. No hesitation, no restraint. In the beginning, Natalie was everything. She'd message me just to say she missed me, even minutes after we parted. We cooked together in her tiny kitchen, music floating through the air, old-school R&B she half-sang barefoot with wine in her hand. I remember one night lying with her, the city's hum outside, when she murmured against my chest, "I feel safest with you." And I believed her. That closeness, that trust, it anchored me. But no one ever warns you about how love can wither quietly. Ours didn't blow apart. It dissolved softly, unseen. There was no betrayal, no harsh words, just a gradual retreat. First in her eyes, then her hands, then her voice. At first, I excused it. I told myself her new job was draining her. I doubled my efforts, made her favorite meals, tucked notes into her coat pockets, stayed up late to drive her home after meetings. But the spark in her gaze barely flickered. My jokes no longer drew her laughter. Her hugs became formal, her body turned away at night. Once, as she brushed her hair, I whispered, "I love you." She blinked, silent, and kept brushing. Still, I stayed. Was it love, habit, or fear of letting go? One Saturday, determined to close the distance, I picked up her favorite curry and a bottle of Merlot. When I walked in, she was curled on the couch scrolling her phone. I sat down, heart thudding, and asked, "Can we talk?" Without looking up, she sighed. "What now?" "I feel like I'm losing you," I said. "You're here, but you're not with me anymore." She shrugged. "I don't know what you want from me." That moment hurt worse than any fight. I wasn't begging for fireworks, just a sign our love still breathed. But I didn't leave. Some part of me still clung to hope. Then came that Sunday. We were dressing to visit her parents. I wore the cologne she once said smelled like home. She stood at the mirror, tying her hair, wearing the soft blue blouse I adored. I leaned in, just instinct, to kiss her cheek. She recoiled, stepped back, voice flat. "Don't kiss me." No anger, no drama, just indifference, like I was a stranger. That was the real ending. I didn't argue. I nodded, grabbed my keys, and left. I drove for hours, past our old diner, the park bench where we once planned our future, even the overlook where she dreamed of 2 kids and a dog. It hit me then, in that fading light. I had lost her long before she spoke those words. Something in her had locked away, and I'd been knocking at a door she wouldn't open. After that, I stopped trying. No grand exit. No accusations. Just silence. We ate without speaking, slept back to back. She noticed. I could tell by how she began watching me again. She checked my phone once, something she'd never done. She wore makeup at home, cooked my favorite omelet, asked about my plans. But it was too late. I started going out alone, hiking by still lakes, feeling more alive in quiet woods than in our apartment. The night I returned from one trip, she'd lit candles, wearing the sweater I'd once compared to an autumn storm. "Where were you?" she asked. "Out," I said. "With who?" "Just me." She didn't press. That became our rhythm, her reaching, me unmoved. 2 nights later, she brushed my arm after a shower. "You smell nice," she said. "Thanks," I replied, walking past. The shift had begun for her now. She started texting casual check-ins. "Hope your meeting went well. Dinner tonight?" I answered politely, but never initiated. I gave her the same silence she'd given me. Then came the message that proved she understood. I was in bed. She was in the next room. I miss us. But I wasn't shocked. I had already grieved. The Natalie who once danced in the kitchen, kissed my hand in traffic, was gone. The next morning, she made coffee for both of us. Her voice trembled. I know I've been distant. I want to fix this. I looked at her, still beautiful, but no longer mine. I kissed her forehead. We'll talk soon, I said. It wasn't a promise. It was a farewell in disguise. She tried. Perfume, surprise outings, sweet notes, but it all felt like echoes in an empty house. One night, we met at the bar where we'd had our second date. She wore the same red dress, drank sangria, laughed too loudly. Midway through, she reached for my hand. I pushed you away because I was scared, she said. You loved me too deeply. It overwhelmed me. I didn't pull back, but I didn't hold on either. I understand, I said softly. She leaned in. I want us back. Pause. Natalie, I said, I asked so many times what was wrong. You looked at me and dismissed me. You remember what you told me before brunch? Her eyes dropped. I do. You said, don't kiss me. That wasn't stress. You meant it. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't realize how far I'd drifted, she whispered. But I did. Every night. Every silence. Every time you turned away. I know you love me, I said. But not how I needed. Maybe not ever. When the check arrived, I paid, not out of pride, but because I owed her nothing now. Not even my heartbreak. That night she cried alone. I heard her, but didn't go. I wasn't cruel. I was just done. In the weeks that followed, she tried therapy, playlists, home-cooked meals. But I had healed quietly without her. Our last talk came one golden evening on the porch. She handed me water. Is there someone else? No, I said. But there will be. She swallowed. Are you leaving? I already did, I replied. You just didn't notice. That weekend I packed, left the key on the table, took only what was mine. At the door, she stood, mascara running. Please don't go. I met her eyes. I stayed when you didn't want me. Don't ask me to return now. And I walked out. I drove to a friend's cabin, sat by the lake, watched the stars, slept better than I had in years. The next day she texted, I'm sorry. Please come back. I can't sleep without you. I didn't respond. She called a few times. But I wasn't punishing her. I'd simply outgrown the man who begged to be chosen. She had broken something, not just between us, but inside me. And when I gathered those pieces, I carried them into a future where love is mutual, not rationed or begged for. So I left. And this time I didn't look back.